Hi everybody, it's Dr. Nitsch. We are going to explore Spark, Adobe Spark today. That's the tool I'm going to recommend for you to create your final assignment, the article for Bright Magazine. If you have another tool that you'd prefer to use, you are more than welcome to use that. But if you've not created a multimedia article that essentially is like a constantly scrolling website, then Spark is the easiest thing out there. So let me share my screen with you real quick. Slowly, it will share. There we go. So to get to Adobe Spark, I'll post a link in the module, but you could just go to your favorite search engine and type in Adobe Spark, and it's going to be this right here. I have created an account. I don't think you need to create an account. But if you are you can simply do it through your school ID, your school email, and then you create a password. I recommend using the same password as your school email and your Blackboard and your portal, because then you won't forget it. It's just, that's what I tend to do. All my school stuff is the same. You're going to choose, though, presentation, which is just a web page. Very easy. You're going to click on it, and it's going to give you some sage advice and then give you this template space. And you are totally free if you're feeling really uncreative right now, or this sort of visual design is not your strong suit, then you could absolutely use the layout of the Bright article. Fair but not so lovely. That's what I'm going to use to construct this. So I've already saved a bunch of her images. I will have to caption and give credit to them. I'll show you that in a later video though. For now, I just want to show you the features of Adobe. So this is inviting you to begin with a big photo, which makes sense because when you post stuff to the web, it's a highly visual medium, so you want some cool photograph. So you have choices. You could just find a free photo, which means you don't have to cite it. These are all, I just typed in India, and maybe I would type in Indian women. These are all options. Right, maybe I want to choose one of these. I like that one. Henna's pretty cool. But I'm going to make this look like the layout of, so this, I'm choosing this photograph and it is free to use, so I don't have to cite it, which is nice. You may also, I'm just going to, if you noticed, all I did here was right click, and I believe you can do that anywhere, but I tend to do it towards the bottom. I'm clicking replace. Maybe you already have photographs that you'd like to use. This is, it's totally up to you. And if they're stored in one of these places, Google Photos, Dropbox, Lightroom, if you're really fancy, then go for it. This is your project. I downloaded some of Dixit's photos. Gupta Roy is the name of the graphic designer. And I'm going to use this. It invites you to set up a focal point. So it's just, where do you want people to be paying attention? I want sort of both. All of the women, so even the women in the bottom to be captured. Maybe I do it like this. Doop, and that's my focal point. it gives me, I can cancel that out. I'm gonna save it. And now I'm gonna add a title. You just have to, you see that it's a little hard to see with this photo because it's white, but where it says add a title, I just right clicked. And I'm gonna type fair, but not so lovely. India's obsession with skin whitening. I believe that's our full title. Yep. If you don't like the print here, and it's a little hard to read, you can go up here and choose a different theme. So maybe you like this better. I think that's harder to read. Maybe you like this better. Not so bad. So you can just click through them and choose. I'm gonna go with Chronicle because I've already been playing around. So that's block letters. Nice white on top of that picture. I like it. So I'm going to leave that title alone. Here, you click on the arrow or you can scroll, whichever is easier for you. And now you get choices for what you'd like to place here. So you could add another photo if that makes sense. I'm going to add text, and I'm going to put it in heading 1 so that I can get the country's fiction with light skin, that important lead statement. With skin, light skin. Colorism, patriarchy, and residual colonialism. If I want to change this, I don't like heading 1. I want it smaller. I want it bigger. I want it bulleted. I want it numbered. I want it in bold. You can change all of that, which is pretty nice. Keep it in that. This will become important later. You can select. Oh, it's not letting you with heading 2. Bummer. One of these. You can select hyper. So when it's not in a heading, you can hyperlink. You can choose a link and create a hyperlink. We'll get to that later. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it at heading 2, actually. Okay. And again, there's nothing wrong with just following her style. If you wanted, you could create, this would be like a button. If you feel like getting kind of fancy, creative, or if you like doing graphic design, go for it. As you can just use the bold face here that she uses to indicate when there's a new section. She does a couple of visual things to accomplish that. The first 4 words are always in bold, and then she's got these ellipses to separate sort of different topics. So I'm going to start by copying and pasting till I get to those ellipses. If you are copying and pasting from previous assignments, previous writing that you've done, you're welcome to do that. But likely you're going to be composing this in the Spark, which is fine. I'm going to add another text and watch what happens when I copy and paste it. It sort of just separates each paragraph, which is kind of nice. So the text is never too much for somebody. I'm going to put all of that in bold. And I'm going to scroll down to the bottom with another text box, centered, heading 1. It's pretty big. Maybe I like heading 2 instead. I think I do. So that is how you're putting your text in. You're either typing it or cutting and pasting. This was the narrative stuff, so she doesn't have any, for example, hyperlinks yet. Let's get to the next section of text here. And she's got some hyperlinks, right? I can show you how to put those in. She's also got what's called a pull-out quote, which is a nice formatting thing to do. You pull out a quote that you think is especially important for your article. It's something that somebody who's skimming it, you really want them to read. So first, I'm going to show you how to do a hyperlink, and then I will show you how to do that pull-out quote. This is the hyperlink she has to this article. This is how she's doing her citation, which is pretty common in online writing. So I am going to show you how to do traditional citation. It'll be up to you if you want to use hyperlink citations or if you want to use more traditional in-text citation, APA or MLA. So she was citing, she had a hyperlink under formally ingrained. We're going to do the same. Just to create that hyperlink really simple, you go to that text, you select it. If you don't know how to select text, you click Shift. You place your cursor before the first word you want to select. You click on Shift, and then you just use arrows. And I arrowed over right. You click that link, and then you paste that link I copied. To copy a link, if you don't know how to do that, you click Control A for all, Control C for copy. Just to do this again, Control V for Victor, which is paste, and then you click save, and then you've got a functioning hyperlink, which is misplaced right now, but hyperlink there. Now I just want to do that pull out quote like she did. Anytime someone would call me dark, so I'm going to be shifting between the two. This is text. I'm going to make it this, the big one. Anytime someone would call me dark, and it's just formatting it in bold and all caps. And I like that, so I'm going to go with it. My fair-skinned mother would correct them. And call me Swedish, right? Tell them I was Swedish, sorry. One of the many euphemisms in India. One of the many euphemisms in India for brown skin. Awesome. At any point, you can preview your work. You can see what it looks like. So I'm just going to go all the way up to the top. This is what that first image looks like that. And scroll down a little bit, I get the whole thing. I get the title. Scrolling down a little more, I get that important preview statement. Then I get the text here. Then I get that pull-out quote. Notice it kind of just popped out a little bit. Pretty nice effect. Now, just for if you're done and it looks good to you, you click the X in the circle to close it. Just to show you what this looks like, I'm going to insert this image with the side text. So if you want a moment to have an image and text or video and text, I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to copy this text for myself. So now you can choose split layout. These are other things. She doesn't really use this. I'll talk a little bit about video in a minute, but these are very fancy slideshows. This would be a grid of photos. That would be one section of your article. You're totally welcome to use any of these to tell your story. You are encouraged to be creative. So this is placing the image on the left, the text on the right. Again, I'm going to upload that photo by Gupta Roy. These are big photos too. You might, if you have the skill or the time, you might want to shrink them down a bit. I would probably do that if I had the time in the interest of getting this to you. And then you've got this little plus button. You could put another photo, you could put text, you could put a button, you could put a video. I'm going to put text, just copying and pasting that text there. She also in here has video at one point next to this. Shah Rukh Khan is my favorite Bollywood actor for people who know Bollywood. I'm going to do this again, just again to show you. Nice, it did it for me. It's good visually, just more interesting to shift the image, the visual from if you did it on the left, then next time try doing it on the right. Oh, it's not going to let me do that. Bummer. I was hoping it would let me just do a video. Problem in the making. Delete layout. Yeah, go to the center. I'm going to delete it. I'm deleting this section. I am. Come back here. See if it'll let me add text. Could be interesting. But I'm going to copy and paste this. Unless it wants me to give the embedded text. Just wants a link. That's pretty nice. Copy. Save. See what happens. Okay. So you might not be able to do the split layout with anything but an image, just out of curiosity. Oh, it's probably not going to let me look down there. Bummer. Well, I'm new to it too, so I'm going to be playing around. I really liked how they set up the video alongside the text, but if you can't, it's okay. This I'm going to do again. Yeah, eventually it listened to me. Yep. So then you might put text above it just to break up those visuals. Not that text, this text. And then you can, again, preview it. There's that, there's that. See if this works. Oh, interesting. It takes us out. Bollywood! I love Bollywood. There's Shah Rukh. So it took you to a whole other screen, which is okay. In this, it was nice. It was nice because the video is just embedded, so you don't leave the article, but that's all right. So exit out of preview. You just keep adding. Maybe you want to do another pull-out quote. Maybe you want to do another block of text. Maybe you want to do one of these photo grids where you build that grid. I could just do that really quickly. Boop. Boop. Oh, go. Okay. Sure. Place, large photo, small photo, make it large. This one, make it large. Sure. There you go. So you can sort of play around with, you want to replace it, you want to make this one the large photo, you want to make this one a small photo, you want to move it, you want to move it. Move stuff around. Cancel. Glide show is a whole other, you're creating those, but I can show you again. Sure, 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 sure. Then you save it. And what it does is it creates this slideshow, and you can type text here, or add what you want. The many shades. Preview it. And you see it'll just sort of go through. That was the last thing you had. And then it takes you back, right? So this is sort of where you could insert something like this in the middle, you could insert it at the end, you could put it in the beginning. It's totally up to you. Remember, you are trying to balance sort of the visual and the creative and the storytelling with factual information from coursework you've done with me before we went online. So fair and lovely. That example, Dixit's work, is a really nice balance between visuals, movie clips, hyperlinks, that multimedia stuff, and storytelling, and factual sources, making an argument. So I hope this helps. If you feel super overwhelmed by Spark, it's okay. Just reach out and I can think of something else for you to do. I don't want this to be, it's supposed to be kind of enjoyable as much as English can ever be. I'll share this again, but if you're curious, there's a couple things you can do. You can add, for the final, you could add my email to share. But what I'm going to have you do when I ask you to share your work with people in class is you're going to publish and share a link. So they gave you the photo credits. You would have to include the credit to Gupta Roy if you were using those images. You will want to, if you don't want this to be on Adobe Spark's website, you need to tell them no. You need to click it off. Feel free to tell them what you're using it for. And then your link will result from this. And there's your link. So hopefully that clarifies things. If it doesn't, by all means, get in touch. But it's a fairly easy drag and drop program to use. And what I hope it does for you is allows you to get super creative with this final assignment. Good luck. And I am eager to see your work. Take care.